Welcome to .NET Tech. .NET Interview Question for Fresher Part 3. Please subscribe and share the video. This video is continuation of .NET Interview Question for Fresher Part 2. Part negative to video link is attached in the description. '51. What is the difference between public, static and void? Public, it is an access specifier. We can access public variables or method anywhere in the application. Static, it declared variables are globally accessible without creating an instance of the class. Void, it is used to specify return type of the method. When a method's return type is void, it returns nothing. 52. What is user control? User controls serve the purpose of reusing controls. User controls are very useful to avoid repetition of code for similar requirements. User control is a combination of multiple server controls and performs some specific task. It can be used with different page. They have an .asc extension. What is an abstract class? A class which is declared with the abstract keyword is known as an abstract class. It can have abstract and non-abstract methods. An abstract class is a class that contains at least one abstract method. An abstract method is a method that is declared, but not implemented in the code. What is partial classes? It provides a special ability to implement the functionality of a single class into multiple files, and all these files are combined into a single class file when the application is compiled. A partial class is a class whose methods and variables are parceled out into multiple files. Why are strings in C# immutable? A new memory is created every time we perform an operation on strings. We can't change its value, but new object is created. A string cannot be changed once it is created, unlike string builder. It does not create a new object in the memory. What is ASP.NET? ASP.NET is a web development platform provided by Microsoft. It is used for creating web-based applications. ASP.NET applications can also be written in a variety of .NET languages. These include C#, VB.NET, and J#. What is view state in ASP.NET? View state is one of the most important and useful client-side state management mechanism. It can store the page value at the time of post back sending and receiving information from server of your page. Example, view state variable 1 equals 10. What is session state in ASP.NET? Session variables are single-user global data stored on the web server, meaning by default the session state variable is stored in the web server memory and is available across all pages, but it will be for a single session. E.g., session variable 1 equals .NET. Give some examples of web controls. Following are some of the examples of web controls. Label, text box, button, link button, image button, hyperlink, drop-down list, list box, checkbox, radio button list, etc. Other .NET control. We can also use third-party web controls in .NET application. What are master pages? The master page is a non-printing page that you can use as the template for the rest of the pages in your document. Master pages can contain text and graphic elements that will appear on all pages of a publication, that is headers, footers, page numbers, etc. What is the difference between web.config and machine.config? Web.config is automatically created when you create an ASP.NET web application project, whereas machine.config is automatically installed when you install Visual Studio. .NET Web.config contains one or more files in server, whereas machine.config contains only one file in server. What is authentication and authorization? Authentication is the process of obtaining some sort of credentials from the users and using those credentials to verify the user's identity. Types of authentication: Windows authentication, Forms authentication and Passport authentication. Authorization gives those users permission to access a resource. What is a virtual function? The virtual function is a member function that is declared within a base class and redefined by a derived class. To create virtual functions, precede the function's declaration in the base class with the keyword virtual. When a class containing virtual function is inherited, the derived class redefines the virtual function to suit its own needs. What is IIS? Internet Information Server. IIS is one of the most popular web servers from Microsoft that is used to host and provide Internet-based services to ASP.NET and ASP web applications. A web server is responsible for providing the response to requests that come from users. What is globalization and localization? Globalization is the process of designing the application in such a way that it can be used by users from multiple cultures across the globe. Localization, on the other hand, is the process of customization to make our application behave as per the local culture. What is serialization? Serialization is the process of converting an object into a stream of bytes to store the object or transmit it to memory, the database, or a file. Its main purpose is to save the state of an object in order to be able to recreate it when needed. The reverse process is called deserialization. What is the difference between delete and truncate statements in SQL? Delete is used to delete specific data, whereas truncate is used to delete the entire data of the table. In delete we can roll back the changes, whereas truncate we can't roll back the changes. Delete does not reset the identity value, whereas truncate resets the identity value. Delete is slower, truncate is faster. What is an index in SQL? A SQL index is used to retrieve data from a database very fast. Indexing a table or view is, without a doubt, one of the best ways to improve the performance of queries and applications. The two types of indexes are clustered index and non-clustered index. What is normalization? Normalization is the process of organizing data into a related table. It also eliminates redundancy and increases the integrity, which improves performance of the query. Normalization types are first normal form 1NF, second normal form 2NF, third normal form 3NF, voice and code normal form BCNF. What is the difference between drop and truncate commands? The drop command is used to remove table definition and its contents, whereas the truncate command is used to delete all the rows from the table. Drop is a DML data manipulation language command, whereas the truncate is also a DDL data definition language command. In the drop command, view of table does not exist, whereas the truncate command, view of table exists. What is the ACID property in a database? ACID are a set of properties that guarantee that database transactions are processed reliably. Atonicity, it says, database transaction should complete 100% or 0. Consistency, this property ensures that database transaction will bring database from one valid state to another. Isolation, every transaction should be independent of each of others. What do you mean by trigger in SQL? Triggers are the SQL codes that are automatically executed in response to certain events on a particular table. A trigger is a special type of stored procedure that automatically runs when an event occurs in the database server. DDL trigger, DML trigger, logon trigger are types of trigger. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and share the video. Best wishes for your next interview.